Hayley here, and I'm back with another video. In my last video, which was the hair dye transformation, I mentioned that I was going to change up my YouTube channel a little bit and go in a different direction. So I thought today I would take you through my creative process. And I've injected a little bit of my product background into it and defined a 9-step journey that I'll be taking into rebranding my YouTube channel. And I want to take you guys with me, explain the creative thinking behind it, and get the feedback from you guys as well. So drop in the comments below what you think. This may be a 2-part series. I will have to see. Let's get started. Alright, so the first step in my creative rebranding journey is to start with why. So I think the important thing to start with when you're embarking on any new project or journey is to take a step back and think about what you're actually trying to achieve in the first place. Like, what are your goals? Why are you doing this? And what even drives you to make YouTube videos? In terms of why I do YouTube, I really enjoy the creative process and doing things like this, for example, editing, learning new tricks in editing, and then posting that like finished result out. The second goal that I have when I do YouTube is, I didn't realize before, but I really love to capture like moments or experiences and then watch back on them. To be honest, like I watch a lot of my YouTube videos back and I'll just like watch it and be like, what a banger, like that was a great video. And a lot of these will tend to be like the vlogs that I do, because it's just such a good way to remember like a trip that you went on, or like an experience that you had with friends. And then my secondary goal is a little bit more viewership focused, and it is this enjoyment of like growing your community, getting views on videos. I'm not gonna lie, like that feels good. And then potentially being able to use that platform that you've built to launch other business ventures. So that is step 1 done, and it is identifying why do you do YouTube. Alright, so I know why I'm doing YouTube, and now it's time to dive into some of the analytics and research to find out, why do people even watch me in the first place? And I have 3 different ways that I am going to look at this. The first is looking at the results of a survey that I posted in Instagram a little while back. The second is looking at my YouTube analytics to figure out who am I right now. And the third is looking at comparable YouTubers to figure out who do I like and kind of want to emulate a little bit. By the way, for those that don't follow me on Instagram yet, you can check my feed out and follow along at HeyLinny. So my story that I posted. The first question that I asked was, what do people prefer, like long videos or short videos? It looks like 74% of people preferred short videos. Do you like slice of life or niche topics? 77% of people liked slice of life, which is a bit of everything. 23% liked very focused videos in a channel. Pick your fave. Career vids, DIYs, fashion vids, or daily, weekly vlogs. So if you look at the results, you can see that most people like daily and weekly vlogs, fashion videos, and then career videos and DIYs are like a lot smaller, which is really interesting because I've been doing mainly career videos and DIYs in the last few months, and that just goes to show that getting feedback may be really important. What do people prefer, how-tos or chilled out videos? People just want to chill out on YouTube, I guess, like casual, random fun times and chats rather than more structured, informational videos. Is this an informational video? I think one of the things that I learned from this was it is actually so easy to get feedback from people. You just need to kind of post it up there and seek it regularly. Interesting. Let's move on to my YouTube analytics, which is actually probably quite a sensitive topic for most people. And honestly, like my analytics are pretty bad. So I don't know, one day maybe I'll look back on this video and be like, wow, look how tiny I was back then. I have 13,231 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I do like to look at top videos just to understand like what people like the most from my channel, and then you can create kind of like more of that kind of stuff. So it's interesting because my top videos are actually DIY videos, which is different to what Instagram had said they wanted to see from me. And it's the how to make your own perfume tutorial and how to make your own stickers. And then I've got my how to style polos, my consulting versus technology video, and then why I left consulting. So it does seem like fashion, career, and DIY are the things that kind of bump to the top in terms of most viewed. The one I like to look at is audience, because this tells me like who's actually watching my channel. And I can see like my channel is largely dominated by a female audience, so 72% almost, between the ages of 18 to probably like 34, 35-ish is like these, about 70% of my entire audience, which is to be expected. The other interesting things are like most of my viewers come from United States, India, or Philippines, and Australia is actually a very small percentage of that, which kind of indicates to me that I should be following the seasonal cycle of US or like the Northern Hemisphere more probably, because when I post videos that are like summer outfits, it's actually winter for everyone else and it's not that effective. Most people who watch my videos are not subscribed. I don't actually know like what the benchmarks are in terms of subscribe versus non-subscribe ratio, but that seems like very, very high, not subscribed. So maybe there needs to be more call to actions, which reminds me, if you're watching this right now and you are enjoying this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe, like, share, comment on this video, and try share it with at least one friend. I think the other thing is this data just gets like better when you are more consistent with your videos. And to be honest, like in the last month, I've probably posted one video versus, you know, some people are doing one every day. Engagement is another interesting one. My average view duration is about 2 minutes 20, so that's probably like the sweet spot in terms of how I should be making my video lengths. Although, taking that in mind, this video is going to be really long, so maybe I need to split it up into parts. Yeah, I think I just usually look at these overview stats. I mean, you can like click into stuff and see like more detail about them. Cool, so that was a little bit into my analytics. Hopefully you found that quite interesting. And the last thing that I'm going to look at in terms of my research is comparable YouTubers or people who have a similar kind of probably audience to me and what I really like about their videos. So one of the people that I really like the vibe of is Brittany Lee. And she's like, I think she's younger than me. I think she went to the same uni as me as well. But she does a lot of like chill vlogs, like student studying type vlogs or life experience type things, which I really like that direction. So I'm hoping to do some more of that, I guess. Although she's like very aesthetic, so I don't know. Some of the things I might look at is like what's her most popular video, which is we went to Japan. That actually looks really interesting. I might watch it later. Korean street food, so any kind of travel vlogs are always up, and I'm excited when lockdown opens up a little bit more, because then hopefully I will start to do more travel vlogs. She's got a glow up, finals, exam week, and then like a lot of student type diaries. Cool. Another one I really like is Franz Slola. She is probably bigger on TikTok and Instagram, but I do really love her vibe, and she's a little bit more like elevated fashion. Things that I have really enjoyed watching about her have been like her weekly vlogs. I do really enjoy how she's paced those and edited them. Let's see, who else do I enjoy? I do like KDU as well. She's recently like become really big, and I just had her videos show up on my explore feed and I like immediately hit follow because she's great. I don't know, her thing is like she has a personality, so it's a bit hard to replicate, but her most popular videos are like, she seems to do a lot of shorts. This girl I saw probably more comparable because we have like a more similar subscriber base. I think she's from Melbourne as well, which is really cool. And if I look at her most popular videos, it's personal facts about me, simple cute peachy makeup, dyeing my own hair. See, I did that video. Yeah, so it seems like everyone's really going for more of a vloggy type vibe lately. One of the things that I think could be interesting is like this whole idea of like a growing up series, vlogs. Because yeah, we're at a very precarious point in our lives where kind of everything is changing. Like people are moving out, getting married, buying houses, changing jobs. All those kinds of things could be really interesting. That is probably a good holistic look into step 2 of my creative process, which is the analytics and research. And now let's move on, knowing all of this information that we've collected so far, to step 3. And step 3 is identifying my brand. I wrote down some notes already based on the inputs that I took from what we just looked through in the research and the why into a Notion document. And some of the things that I came up with were like learning about life and growing up, vibes, organic, relatable, natural, light, curious. So just like kind of words that evoke some kind of feeling from your channel that you want. And then some kind of keywords that I highlighted in bold: Asian Australian, Sydney-based, lifestyle focus, eco-friendly and sustainable. Yeah, that's another thing that I would really love to look into, is learning more about that space, because honestly, I have not lived life sustainably up till now, and I think having moved out and having more control over my life, Lucas and I are both very interested in being better at, you know, just simple things like recycling, composting, buying clothes sustainably. All of those kinds of things will do a little part to help the world. So what I've done is I am using Canva for this, and I'm not sponsored by Canva, although I would love to be, because I love Canva and I love Melanie Perkins, like she's girl boss. Anyway, here is my document that I created with Canva. And then the first thing that I did was like kind of try to figure out the color palette for my channel, because I think it is important to have consistency across the videos, not so that they all look the same, but because they have then a similar kind of theme across each of them, just like you would have with your Instagram. I think I kind of just like looked through my wardrobe and was like, what am I wearing more lately and how do I feel? And these are the things that I just am really drawn to in terms of those earthy, very natural tones. So like the browns, the greens, and then I always love a spot of yellow. And then I selected a couple of fonts as well, and this was really fun. I went on TikTok and I just like kind of looked at a bunch of fonts on Font Talk. I've got a page on font sizing and like what kinds of things I would use each of those different fonts for. So for example, like Libra Baskerville would be heading 1, same as Dylan would be like another heading type font, whereas the other ones might be like funky text or paragraph text. I had this and then I didn't finish it, which was like characteristics that I want to highlight in my, probably more like my editing style or my photos, which is rain, green A6 tint. I love Visco's green A6. Low highlights, low contrasts, natural lighting, and yeah, still kind of TBD there. And then just got like a mood board in terms of types of pictures or vibes or things that I really like. So, you know, cute things, anime. So that's the branding kind of like document that I came up with. Everyone who is like in branding or like marketing is looking at this and being like, that is not what branding is. But you know what? It worked for me. I like it. It gives me a reference to look back to, or like resources that I can use. Hopefully that was a really interesting look into branding and the kind of thinking process that goes into that. And now let us move on to step 4. We're really on the halfway stretch here, the hump, and I think I am going to make this into a 2-parter because I feel like I've been talking so much. The last step of this part 1 video is recreating my aesthetic, and that includes just kind of like drawing out some of those cute illustration assets that I will include in my videos as like channel banners, avatars, intros and outros. I already drew or created some of these images. You can see here, for example, here were the bears that I drew, and I just like all in PNG, transparent. I have very limited drawing ability, by the way. I kind of just like went to Pinterest, looked at a bunch of like things that I like the feel of. I looked at it and then I was like, all right, let's draw. If I take out all the layers, you can see like the first thing that I started with was literally using like this chalk kind of pastel and just drawing some blobs. And then I drew bare outlines on top of them to make them more defined because I love bears. Bears. Oh, bears. And bears. And then I drew little faces on them, and then just added a bunch of other cute stuff like the blush or the leaves. The other one that I created was this avatar, and you can see here I went through a similar process where I kind of like, if we take out all these layers, so you can see I literally started with this terrible, terrifying looking sketch, and then I added an outline to it, and then I added color to it. So I added the green background, the skin, hair, and it's all really, really messy, but I think it's cute. So yeah, that's the process of drawing my avatar. I guess the benefit out of all of this was because I created that whole branding document, I was able to pull a lot of like quick decisions already into stuff that I was drawing. Like, what color should I use? Oh, I'll use the secondary light color. Yeah, that's part 1 for today. I hope you guys enjoyed me just sitting here and talking through this process and showing you a bunch of stuff on my screens. And look forward to part 2. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye! Smiling every day with Hey Linny.